Hello and welcome to the 199th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by other host, Jordan.
That's me.
Jordan,
Yeah.
do the thing like really quick.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify Podcast, the RSS Feed. Link below, YouTube, Spotify, and YouTube Music out of the video platform. You also have Instagram, TikTok. Find us there. Email us, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, death threats. That's all I got. That's it.
Today's a bad day.
It's a real bad day.
Today's not, I'll be honest, today's a pretty bad one.
It's rough. Yeah, it's rough.
As we sit here, it's Friday, April 4th, 2025 at 9:38 p.m. And we just got back from watching the Minecraft movie on opening night.
Yes.
It was rough.
It was the worst theater experience I've ever had.
It was pretty bad. So, background information. Whenever we do this sort of thing, we go and see movies at this particular theater. It's kind of a tradition. We eat at the restaurant that's like next door first, and they are notoriously really fucking slow.
Right.
So we go there and we eat. My food was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I got steak and cheese. It was no Jersey Mites. I would have preferred that. But it's
I
okay.
got a hot honey chicken sandwich. It was pretty good.
Looked pretty good. Shit was dripping.
Pretty good. It was juicing all over the place. I had sticky hands.
Still does, actually.
Well, that's, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Talk about that scene.
And then first domino that was laid, the first one that fell, I think, was I asked the waitress, can I have a double old-fashioned? Like I said, they are notoriously very slow. So I'm trying to front load things so I can be feeling nice when we go and see the movie. Let me get a double old-fashioned. She said, I'll see if I can do it. What do you mean? I'll see if I can do it. She comes back, can't do a double. Make two, put them in the glass. It's fun. I'm going to get two anyway.
Yeah. I'm just asking you to do it like now.
I'm just asking if we can do it in one, you don't have to come back over here.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever it is it seems like your staff does instead of dealing with customers. So that was the first thing that I think happened.
Yeah. That domino fell and was this close to the other dominoes. Like,
it was like the wind from that domino hit the others and was like, the other one was like, woo, 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 woo. And we were like, no, wait. And then we finish up, we pay. I had two old fashions.
two singles,
unfortunately. We get to the theater. We get in line. We get our food, our popcorn.
Pretty busy.
Our drinks. I would say second domino starts to get a little shaky here. Order a medium popcorn. When the fuck did the medium get so small?
Yeah.
Then I got a drink, poured the drink. First soda I get, there was no syrup in it. So I poured another one. And I was like, oh, this one looks like it's actually got syrup. Fill it up all the way, take a drink, no syrup, hardly any. I was drinking like a root beer flavored LaCroix. It was awesome. This is as good as the experience gets, mind you.
That domino is like on a 45-degree angle, teetering.
We're at point of no return. What is that?
Apex?
When a thing is tipping, there's a certain degree angle that it can reach at which it cannot right itself. I think it's like 28 degrees or something like that.
Something.
It probably depends on what you...
Probably the height.
Some science bitch is complaining about me butchering this. Point is, dominoes past the point of no return. Okay?
There's no riding this ship.
There's no bringing it back. We get to the theater. We're in our seats. Fine. Great experience. There's loose children in the hallways. It's fine. It's typical.
You did almost wipe out like a family of four.
I did.
Not his fault though.
Yeah, and
would have been entirely their fault.
The mom, I guess, like apologized, was like, "Hey, sorry," and then she walked out of earshot, and I turned to Jordan. I said, "Put those goddamn things on a leash."
Funny enough, I don't know if she was fully out of earshot because you were in an echoey tunnel. I hope she heard it.
I walked by her when I went to the bathroom, so.
Fair.
Her and all her shitty kids.
All 10 of them.
All 38 of her kids.
So it wasn't looking bright.
Wasn't looking great. Sit down. It's finally there. The previews come on.
They were quick.
They were actually pretty quick. The previews were like, boom, boom, boom. Let's get into the fucking Minecraft movie.
Pixar's making another shit movie.
Pixar's making a new movie, and it looks fucking ugly. There's a new live-action How to Train Your Dragon, new live-action Lilo and Stitch. Make an original fucking movie. I've been over this a million times. Minecraft movie starts. This is when the chicanery starts. Okay?
Yeah.
The movie opens. I feel like it was right as the movie actually opened.
No, literally, it was when it cut to black and started opening. Yeah.
Applause through the theater. Okay. All right. Whatever. People are excited.
Movie begins with a monologue that we missed.
Yeah.
Part of.
So, movie begins with a monologue. There's a couple more moments where people applaud. I'm like, okay, that's all right. This is funny, and it's about to be really not funny.
Yeah. Like within the first 18 minutes of the movie, probably 3 applause from kids in the crowd.
Yeah. The first, 2, like I said, funny. I was even the second one, I was like, hell yeah.
I saw you clapping with them.
The second one, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah. And then it just kept happening over and over and over and over again. The last probably 20 minutes of the movie had probably an applause every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There was just applause. There was people whooping and hollering and
yelling, Steve, Steve.
People yelling, people cheering. I think people in 2025, I said they've got no house training. They have, because I expected there to be a level of chicanery in the theater. This happened when we saw Five Nights at Freddy's. There was a level of chicanery in the theater. No one was taking it serious. That's fine. And I thought that was what we were going to get. And that was fun. That was a funny experience. That was a fun viewing experience.
Everyone was laughing together.
Exactly. This one started that way. It was like, oh, this is a fun viewing experience. This is nice.
These kids are all right. Yeah.
And then it became, if that kid claps one more time, I'm going to cut his goddamn hands off. Yeah. I'm gonna cut his hands off. I'm going to feed him to my cat.
Yeah.
And it happened so many times, and what really, really fucking sent it home, what really irritated me, really did, and I think Jordan feels the same.
I know where you're going.
There was a family behind us
family
that had a child who I assume had some sort of sensory issues or something. Just a child who was trying to enjoy the movie,
locked in,
who had to be escorted out of the theater a few times by his parents because these kids were making a fucking ruckus.
Yeah. This kid knew.
No one cared. No one did anything.
That pissed me off, and I was very close. So it was me, Chris, Alex, and Letsy, and she stopped me from getting up. I went to get up at one point to turn to that family and say something, and she was like, "No, just let it be." But yeah, it really pissed me off. Like, it just pissed me off.
It was just fun. It was, I mean, let's be real here. No one's taking the fucking movie serious. You can enjoy it like an adult, please.
Yeah. And the kid behind us that Chris was talking about, like, he was locked in, dude. He was enjoying it.
He was in it, man.
Dude, he loved it. Like, he loved the movie. He was having a good time.
He started off, he was doing a little hooping and hollering himself.
You can tell he hit, like, the same annoyance point as
he
us.
Definitely did. But he definitely, like, because he's a kid, he didn't have the same restraint that we did as adults. Because I was like, hey, I'm with you, kid. I think he said at one point, I heard him very distinctly say to his mother, I'm going to throw my shoes at somebody. And I was like, yeah, you do that, kid.
Dude, I would have been right there with him. If they stood up for some beef, I would have been
taken my shoes off and thrown them. I don't give a fuck.
I would have been like, mustaches coming off. I'm
fuck
de-aging.
Those kids.
I'm fist fighting. Dude, it was going to be a fucking brawl.
It was gonna be a fight in the theater.
Yeah.
It almost happened.
Yeah. So somehow, if you see this someday or you ever hear of this, kid, you're awesome. Sorry you had to deal with that. We were there with you.
And sorry about how you almost definitely had to hear the comments I made to Alex that were full of words you shouldn't hear.
I think he was probably too mad at the other kids anyway.
Because this has happened to me before where not me, but someone else that was with us said something in a theater that was like, I think it was our pal Nelson.
Yeah, friend of the show.
I think he said something to the effect of like, well, I can say whatever the fuck I want. And there was a dude behind us who was like, hey, I got a kid with me here, man. You shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, shit, sorry. Because that has happened to me before. So that has happened to me before.
But that's what you do. Oh, my bad. Right.
Yeah. So I definitely, I think the thing was I wasn't the disturbance.
Definitely not.
It's probably like, oh, yeah, the kid's swearing, but I'm more worried about the kids who are making a fucking ruckus.
And triggering this kid.
Yeah, and giving this kid the worst theater experience of his life.
And mind you, like, ultimately this is a movie for kids, right?
Right.
And also, like, he made it known. It wasn't exactly like he was sitting there. Like, numerous times he actually said quite loudly, like, guys, stop
Shut the fuck up. That's what he said. He said, shut the fuck up.
I'll fucking kill you.
That's not what he said at all.
He didn't say that at all. But he was telling him, like, stop or whatever. The mom was like, no, it's okay, honey. Like, just relax. Like, I feel bad for her, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, this is a mom. I didn't see the full family, like, how they were set up. I think there might have been a dad with them or whatever, but... Like, she brings her kid out on opening night for the Minecraft movie to have a good time. It's probably his favorite game or one of his favorite games. He's probably been talking about it. Like, bro just got out of school. Like, going to opening night for the Minecraft movie and a bunch of, like, 14-year-old little, like, fucking twerps just ruin it.
These fucking kids with no house training. Don't let them out of the fucking house anymore. I'm sick and tired of people, specifically teenagers, who don't know how to fucking act.
Yeah.
Hey, believe me, I was a teenager 6 years ago, last I checked. I knew how to fucking act in public.
We went to the movies when we were teenagers together and never did it.
And we knew how to fucking act in public.
Like,
I don't know what happened between, like, us and people who are, like, maybe 10 years younger than us, or, like, less than that, 8-10 years younger than us, who they just don't know how to fucking act anymore.
yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, like, the movie, in a way, like, it was a very Gen Alpha movie, which we'll get into. And, like, that's the crowd that was there, I feel like. It was a bunch of just fucking imbeciles.
It was young Gen Z and Gen Alpha,
Yeah.
I feel, in that movie.
There was an infant. I don't know if you saw the infant in front of us.
I feel like I
that
heard the
behaved
infant.
better. The
Dude,
kid cried,
honestly,
like, twice for, like, 30 seconds.
There was a crying baby in the theater, and I was like, thank God it's not someone clapping. Thank God.
Genuinely, the baby cried, and I was like, oh, shit, that sucks. And then the baby stopped. And I was like, wow.
And this is, I will say, in the Mario movie, there was a crying baby, and I was like, get that fucking kid out of here.
Yeah. That crying kid has way more restraint than these shithead 15-year-olds that were behind us.
I'm just so... And this is just a mark of us getting fucking old.
It has to be.
It has to be. It has to be.
We walked out of the theater. So for context, we came straight here after the theater. Chris drove me. Lexi went home. And Chris goes, Lexi's picking you up, right? And I was like, yeah. He goes, we need to drink.
we
need to drink when we get home. Like, it was bad. It is, bar none, the worst theater experience I've ever had.
Fucking abysmal. Terrible.
With that being said, Chris, what did you think of the movie? Trying to block out the chicanery.
I have to talk about my internal experience a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I walked into this theater, sat down, ready to watch this movie, and as the movie like kind of started to progress, within the first like 20 minutes, half hour of the movie, I just get this like needling headache. It's like behind my eye. It feels like there's a framing nail being driven into my brain. And just like as the movie progresses, it gets like further and further back and worse. And this happened in the theater. This happened on my way home where my ears started ringing. I had like a religious experience watching this movie. I am pretty sure I am gonna talk about this movie, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck were you watching?" Because I swear I had a transcendental experience. I have never done like psychedelics, but it felt like that's what I imagine it would feel like, right?
Yeah.
So I had this headache, and I'm just sitting there for most of the movie. For most of the movie, I was sat there like this.
1,000-yard stare ass.
I was like this. I was in awe, slack-jawed. I was dumbfounded this whole movie, and I'm trying to lock in so many times. And I just like I got stun locked by this movie because this shit kept happening.
Yeah.
It was like there was points where I was like, I gotta say so. I can't do it. I gotta say something.
You know it's bad when Chris is at a loss for words. Like, the commentator himself is at a loss for words.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ. This movie was an experience.
Yeah.
If you can if you wait for a little while until after all the annoying people have seen it and you want to see it in the theater, I actually do recommend watching it. It was a fun movie to watch.
I think it was actually really fun. Yeah.
So, I think for listeners who may have heard our opinion on it, I felt the same way about that movie that I felt about Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 is one of my favorite movies I've ever watched. Actually, for real, I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. Because it's just silly antics in a way that pokes at my exact humor perfectly.
Yeah.
When you bury it under enough layers of irony.
Yep.
So let's do a quick rundown, okay? Because this movie is fucking quick.
Yeah, there's a bunch of subplots, and they start and end.
So much stuff happens in this movie, and also nothing happens.
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes of the movie are basically the trailer.
Yeah.
It's extended, but it's like basically it was like an as seen on or like a last time on. Mm-hmm. But there was no last time. It was like you know what we're fucking doing here. It was Steve narrating like, I was a kid, I wanted to work in the mines for some fucking reason, but because working in the mines notoriously sucks.
Yeah.
But then this old bitch kicked me out, so then I got old and I worked in an office, which sucks. I work in an office, it sucks.
Same.
So I feel that, but never have I had a hard day at the office and wanted to go work in a mine. Not once in my life.
Crossover's a little...
Steve is like, fuck it, gotta work in that mine. Grabs his pickaxe, goes to the mine. The same old guy is there, hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, Steve's like 25
40.
years. Yeah, like
he's
like longer. Yeah,
he's like probably, or well, they dyed Jack Black's hair to be fair, so he's probably like 30, 35.
And he was like 8 when he first went in the line.
So this guy who was very clearly like probably in his 70s when Steve was a kid is still looking exactly the same when Steve is 35.
Yeah.
Strange.
You'll notice time's weird in this movie.
Time is odd in this movie.
Steve jukes him.
Yeah. Steve jukes him, runs into the mine. Mine's like two things. Finds a cube with a little cube holder.
Yeah.
Puts the cube in the cube holder. Big portal opens.
Decides to go into the portal. Walks
into the portal, as you do. Boom, he's in fucking Minecraft.
The overworld.
He's in Minecraft. He does his Minecraft thing, like, oh, I built this, I built that, I did this, I did that, I befriended a wolf, his name's Dennis.
Dennis is kind of sick, not gonna lie.
Dennis, kind of cool. Kind of the goat, actually, even though he's a wolf.
Yeah.
So, he gets kidnapped, or say he goes into the Nether for the first time.
Yep.
And then he has the orb with him. They call it the orb. It's a cube. It's an orb.
They poke fun at that, too.
Yeah, they do. They point that out in the movie. But he has the orb with him, and some pig woman steals it.
Yeah, Maldona. Fucking piglet bitch.
Yeah. The big bad, if you will, steals it from him and locks him up in Nether jail.
Yep.
doesn't kill him for some reason.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know. Yeah.
He gives the orb to Dennis, and Dennis takes it to his house in real life.
He gives him the address. He said something way, California.
So much fucking stuff happens in this movie that I'm just like, I'm losing track of what actually is going on. So, he's in the Nether. He gets locked up in Nether prison. She takes the orb. He gets the orb back somehow, I believe. He rubs it under his armpits. He's like, I'm really stinky. Here, get the scent. Bring it to my house.
In California.
In real life, California. So the dog, the Minecraft dog, jumps out of Minecraft into the real world, brings it to the guy's house, and it falls apart and the portal closes forever.
Don't forget, he's followed by a villager. That's important.
That happens after the kids go in.
Oh, okay.
After they find the orb again. So he brings the thing, puts it under Steve's bed, which Steve, how is he paying his mortgage if he's in the fucking Minecraft world? Whatever. Apparently he wasn't, because this orb, the cube comes out of the cube holder, so the portal closes. Dennis is locked in California, real life California.
Just chilling.
No one questions that, by the way. There's just this fucking square dog here. There's a dog and he's a square.
Yeah.
He's a cuboid.
He's all right angles everywhere.
Someone called fucking ASPCA. Put this thing down. PETA will tell you it's humane to euthanize this thing.
Yeah.
I digress. Steve is in Nether jail. His cube, the orb, is under his waterbed. I believe it's at this point we're introduced to our two sets of other main characters. There's Jason Momoa, right?
Yep. Garrett in the movie.
His name's Garrett, or the Garbage Man. He's like a pro gamer, or was like a pro gamer. He's kind of washed up now. He owns a gaming store, like a retro game store. Jordan would probably be the little brother in this movie.
Yeah, he goes there.
He goes to the so he owns like a retro game store. It's failing.
Yeah, he's sad about it.
He goes to buy a storage unit, and the storage unit has like some console in it that's worth a lot of money. So he pays a bunch of money for the storage unit. Turns out it's just the box for the console. He's driving back to his house. His car explodes on the way.
Yeah,
he's not having a good time.
Bro had a radiator leak for sure.
Classic Firebird. He could have sold it for more money a lot more money, and bought like a 2002 Corolla, and he would have had like $15,000 left over. I digress. We're now introduced to our brother and sister duo.
Drive past him on the highway.
They drive past him on the highway. Like, who's this big fucking guy?
Big buff dude in a pink sweater.
Big buff dude in a pink sweater punching his Firebird. Yeah. What's going on there? They drive past. I will say in the trailer, the sister, Natalie, I thought she was supposed to be like 14. Apparently not. She's older than that. Because she's driving the car and she has legal custody over her little brother.
And owns the home.
And owns a house.
Yeah. And their mom died.
That's the thing. Their mom died. They're moving to, what was the place called? Chugville?
Chugville.
Chugville? They're moving to Chugville in this house, and it's Jack Black's house, right? Is it Steve's house?
So I don't think...
Is Steve just related by the storage unit?
I think he's just related by the storage unit. They make the house look like his, but I think it was set up a little differently.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's ever totally confirmed.
When it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll tell you.
But it's also literally, the house is in the movie for like 30 seconds.
Fair. That's true. So, they're moving in. Little brother goes to school for the first day.
He's a genius.
He's like a super genius. This is what I'm saying, where the movie has like a lot that happens, and it's like none of it's really fleshed out or defined.
Yeah.
The sister becomes like a social media manager at the local potato chip factory. The brother goes to school. He builds a jetpack. Don't ask. Straps it to a model skeleton from bio class. Commits a terrorist attack on the potato chip factory. Flies this skeleton with his makeshift jetpack into the big potato mascot on top of the potato chip factory. It blows up, falls over. Keep up. keep up. I feel like the ShamWow guy. You following me, camera guy? You following me? Blows up, little brother, terrorist. Blows up the potato chip
Not
factory.
his fault, though. The bullies made it happen. They
Not
cut a
his
wire.
fault. The bullies clipped a wire so that it did a terrorist thing. It happens.
Bullies be bullying.
Bullies be bullying because here's the thing. They're like, they were talking in the beginning of class, and he was like, I'd like to be an astrophysicist. And they're like, you're dumb and gay.
And he's like, no, I'm not. Check
no, I'm
this
not.
out.
Check this shit out. And then builds a jetpack. The school doesn't have the funding for that shit. I digress.
So, yeah. Commits terrorist attack. That's where we're at, okay? If you got lost along the way, we're at the terrorist attack part.
We're at the part where the brother blows up his sister's place of work.
While she's like giving
While
a
she's
speech.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when the kid gets enrolled in school, he's talking to the principal, is she given a real name? Melanie? Mallory?
Something like that.
Marjorie?
Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge is there. And she's like, oh, my husband divorced me. I'm so sad and lonely. I'm also the principal of the school. Because that's what she sounds like. She's relevant. That's the only reason I went back and mentioned her. Because that's another thing that happens in this fucking movie. So, he gets pulled in the principal's office because he just did a terrorist attack. He's talking to Jennifer Coolidge again.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, you got to call your parent or guardian. And he calls not his sister, but the guy from the video game store.
Yeah,
Garrett, some stranger that he doesn't even know.
And he offers him $26
And
to
says,
come pick
hey,
him up.
I got $26 in my wallet. This is real. I'm not making this up. I need to stress this. I am not making this up. He says, I have $26.
And the movie cuts.
Please, you need to pick me up and pretend to be my uncle. Okay? He shows up in his Firebird. He must have fixed it. He shows up in his Firebird, picks up the kid. Fuck was his name? Henry.
But he calls him Harry for the whole movie.
He calls him Hank, I believe.
Hank. One
Which,
of the two.
Hank is a nickname for Henry. To be fair, I only found that out through Breaking Bad because in the late seasons, Hank Schrader is referred to as Henry Schrader. Anyway, I digress.
They drive off.
They drive off. He's at the game store. And mind you, I don't think I actually ever mentioned this, in the storage unit with the box for this console that Jason Momoa bought, that Garrett bought, was the cube.
Yeah.
Jack Black's cube. Steve's cube that opens the portal if you put it together.
Yep, the two pieces of it.
The two pieces. He has both. So the kid's just fucking around in the shop, and he's like, well, check this shit out. And he puts the cube together, which, by the way, there's a note with the cube that says, like, don't ever fucking put this together. He flips it over. It says, even if you're a failing business owner, don't put it together. There's a lot of treasure here. So put it together. And the cube has this, like, pull, this magical pull. So they're following the cube. Snap back to the sister, Natalie. She calls the real estate agent for some reason and says, hey, my brother's missing. I don't know what to do.
She's like tweaking at this point.
She's like, my brother's missing. I don't know what to do. I don't know who else to call. So I called my fucking real estate agent who has an alpaca in her car.
She has a zoo on demand, that's why.
Zoo on demand on wheels. I digress.
That's not relevant.
That's not relevant ever, actually. It's relevant at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Other than that, I digress. You can put it out of your mind for now.
Just know she has high animal handling.
She's gonna succeed that animal handling check. So, her and the real estate agent, she's calling her brother, texting Henry, hey, where the fuck are you? And then the real estate agent, she says, let me try it. I don't know what the fuck you expect her to do. She texts him and says, oh, he's playing around in an abandoned mine right now.
No big deal. And she like
No
does
biggie.
she does like find my iPhone on his ass.
Yeah, she's like, bitch, you have Life 360. Yeah, he's in the abandoned mine shaft. Yeah, 37 people died there last week, so.
Yeah.
You know, he's got pretty good odds. Like, I think 40 went in, so. He's playing around with a stranger in a mine shaft for all. If I was her, Either of these two women. If I was her, I was like, he's getting molested and murdered in that mine shaft.
Jack the Ripper's going there.
Jack the Ripper. He's getting Jack the Ripped right now. He's getting Jack the Ripped right the fuck now.
He's getting Jack and ripped. That's what
He's getting jacked and ripped by Jack the Ripper.
No, luckily Jason Momoa is a alright guy. He's not a good guy, but he's alright in this one. So
He's a good guy.
yeah, he's not jacking or ripping him at this moment.
I mean, there is some jacking and some ripping that happens, but not between Jason Momoa and the kid.
No.
I digress. Playing around in the mine, they find the portal that brought Steve to the Minecraft world. The portal's open again because they combined the cube. They walk in.
Sister shows up.
Oh yeah, sister and real estate agent show up.
She's like, bro, stop!
Bro, what the fuck are you doing? And the cube is pulling him into the Minecraft world. And he's like, I gotta go. And he gets sucked into the Minecraft world, and somehow everyone else does, even though they're not holding onto the cube.
I think they ran in after him. Because they were like, fuck, he got
Then
sucked
why
in.
do they fly in at Mach 6?
True. That's a good point.
Jason Momoa flies through this portal going Mach fuck. The sister, he stands up. The sister walks in, also going Mach fuck, snaps her spine in half because she hits Jason Momoa.
And he's a big man.
The real estate agent, she's a bit fatter. She comes through and hits Jason Momoa in the face with her ass, and Jason Momoa dies. It's the first time he dies in the movie.
He flies off screen.
He flies off screen and he dies. He breaks his neck, and then he writes his neck back and he goes, "All right, we're good. Let's mine and craft." So now they're in Minecraft.
They're like, whoa, this place is cool.
This is like minute 20 of the movie.
Yeah.
This is...
We haven't hit title screen yet, have we? Or is it just after this or just before this?
I think title screen is like just after this.
Yeah. I think it pans to the world and the title screen
Yeah.
hits.
It shows the world and then we get the title screen. This is like minute 20 of the movie. We're 36 minutes into this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And basically, somehow the little genius kid, is like, yeah, I like it here. I know what I'm doing. And they set off.
They set off. They're like, oh, there's a bunch of cool, weird shit. Everything's square. Oh, that dog looks square like that one that we have in real life for some reason.
There's a sheep that Jason Momoa's like, I got this.
There's a sheep. Jason Momoa's trying to fuck the sheep or something.
And then
it becomes nighttime.
Nightfall.
And all the monsters show up. And this is where, at a rare moment where I have to legitimately, for real, praise the movie. Because the environment and the monsters are actually really cool.
Really cool.
Really fucking cool. How they portray the monsters, where they had the spider jockeys, they had the zombies, they had creepers. They were all really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I gotta say, they were awesome. Yeah. I know that might be a controversial one, but I think they were awesome. I thought they were pretty fucking cool.
For a not entirely animated movie, like a live action hybrid, really good. Like, honestly, I can't think of a way it could have looked better.
The environment was like really cool. And also, when we get to the Nether is really cool.
Yeah. They don't show you a ton of it. Like, they show you like one specific area, but it was really fucking cool.
It's really awesome.
And even like the cloth rendering on the Maldona bitch, like, it was all impressive. It was very impressive. So.
Yeah. So, that's where my praise starts and ends with this movie in terms of legitimate, unironic praise.
Yeah.
So now it's in Minecraft. It's nightfall. They got to run from the monsters.
They're scared.
And then they're running. Little brother Henry runs into a tree, breaks a block.
And realizes.
And he goes, oh shit. This 1 meter cube of wood, I can pick it up now.
In the palm of my hand.
And I can put it back down. The power of the tree in the palm of my hand. Yep. So he's like, oh, fuck, I got this. Starts punching out blocks, collecting blocks, and he builds up this big fort.
Jason Momoa falls in a hole.
Jason Momoa does fall in a hole, and he almost gets shot by skeletons.
Yeah, but he realizes he can dig.
He digs into a mine shaft.
Yeah, Steve's mine shaft, it appears.
Steve's mine shaft. Because there's torches all over the place.
Like, way more torches than there should be, by the way. A lot of torches.
I digress. Jason Momoa's in a mine shaft. Natalie, real estate agent, and Henry.
Is her name.
Dawn?
That's her name.
Okay, Dawn, Henry, Natalie. They're in the fucking fort.
Yeah, he builds a fort that's, like, Pretty sick.
Pretty substantial for something he just threw together on the fly. Jason Momoa comes back.
He's like, help me!
He escaped. He dug his way out. He's like, oh, fuck, there's zombies everywhere. And he's running, and he has the orb, and he trips. He drops the orb, he picks up the orb. The orb gets shot by a skeleton. The crystal that the cube holder that the cube slides into shatters, breaks.
Cube's useless now.
Cube's fucking useless. The portal closes. They're trapped there. Furthermore, they have to bust their way into the fort so Jason Momoa can get there to get safe. But there's too many enemies. And then when they finally do it, they finally get there, a creeper blows it up, and now there's enemies fucking everywhere.
Flooding in.
It's still nighttime. Right as they flood to the top of the base, the top of the roof, and they're cornered. They're pinned in a corner. And the enemies, they're closing in. And
6'5" Jason Momoa won't fight them.
Big ass Jason Momoa, big hulking ass Jason Momoa is like, nah, I'm not going to protect the women. I'm going to hunker in a corner like a bitch. Then, sword through the chest of the zombie. Who is it? It's Steve.
And he's fucking shit up.
And
badass soundtrack.
Badass, dude. He is him.
Yeah.
He shows up and he starts fucking cleaning house.
Yeah.
He's a zombie. Kill him. Rip his arm off. Fucking punch him in the face. Punch his dick off. Then he goes, on cue, the sun comes up. They all start burning.
Yeah.
He's the hero. He delivers the titular line. I am Steve. Believe it or not, they got a real big fucking applause in the theater. Wow. I digress. Now, they met Steve. They have the orb. Because Steve needs the orb because he got released from Nether Prison to go get the orb.
With Dennis as collateral.
Because the pig bitch said she was going to kill Dennis, the dog.
Who's not even in this world.
Who's not even in the dimension if he doesn't go get the cube.
But Steve doesn't know that.
Steve doesn't know that. Are you following me? Are you following me here?
Not much has happened. I don't know why you're getting lost.
You following me here? I need to take a quick breath. Because again, we were minute 20. We're at like minute 25 now.
Yeah. By the way, I gotta mention the zealous fucking elbow drop that Steve does. He fucking plants a staircase and jumps and elbow drops a zombie.
Yeah, that does happen.
It's sick.
It was egregious.
A very good scene, mind you.
So Steve's looking for the cube. Jason Momoa has the cube. But he doesn't have the cube holder.
It's broken.
The Earth Crystal. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So the portal's closed. They're like, oh, fuck. Well, we don't have the cube holder, but we can get another cube holder in the fucking mansion. The Dark Mansion.
Dark Woods or whatever.
So the mansions are a real addition to the game that was added in the period in which I didn't play a lot of Minecraft. They were like 1.9, 1.10, something like that. I wasn't playing a ton of Minecraft at the time. So I don't know a ton about them. And they're like not like a hugely useful portion of the game. I digress. Now, they need to go to this fucking woodland mansion, but first they need to visit the village.
Mm-hmm. To get gear.
This is when they meet the villagers. We see the villagers. One of the villagers, actually before the cube is shattered, makes his way into the real world. This will be relevant later. So, they're in the village. The pig bitch decides to attack the village.
Yep.
Because, let's go get the fucking cube.
We know what's here. She gets like a signal from her wand that it's
Yeah, she gets like her spidey senses tingle.
Her piggy
Send
senses.
everyone into the overworld. Let's wreck shop. Let's get that fucking cube.
There's this big pig bitch. She's like the brute.
Yeah, there's bless you. There's
Thank you.
General Chungus.
That's his actual name in the movie.
General Chungus. I read that the other day, that there was a character in the movie called General Chungus. I read that the other day and thought it was a shitpost. It's real. General Chungus is in the movie.
He's pretty cool.
And he sounds interesting. And he's kind of buddies with Steve.
Yeah, he's okay with him. He was like his cellmate. He was like the warden.
They were kind of buddies. They kind of chop it up a little bit. saying like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta kill you" and stuff.
He says unalive you. He's like,
He
sorry,
does say unalive, which kind of drove that framing nail a little further into my frontal lobe. I digress. They're getting attacked.
We got to get to minute 30, man.
we gotta get there. So they get attacked. The groups get separated. Steve and Garrett, little brother Henry, Natalie, and Dawn kind of all get separated from each other. Henry's with Steve and Garrett.
Tell him what Henry builds.
Henry builds a gun. This is before the attack, I believe. Henry builds a gun. A gun? He puts a 9-volt battery, a peanut.
I think it was an eraser and tater tots.
It was like a tater tot. He puts like a couple peanut shells and a fucking eraser. He puts a bit of Play-Doh and he fucking slaps it with a hammer. And boom, he's got a gun.
He's got a tater gun.
That shit isn't in the game.
Even Steve goes, wow, I've never seen anything like that.
Like, that shit is not in the game. I said that to Alex. I was sitting next to Alex. I went, Alex, that shit is not in the game. That's really what I said to him. That's a real thing I said. And he builds a gun. He's got a gun.
Fucking people up with it.
Yeah, so the boys and the girls get separated. It's basically what happens.
Yep.
And they basically just agree they'll reconvene at the mansion. They both come to that conclusion separately. Natalie, she like locks the fuck in.
Yo.
And starts beating the shit out of these piglins.
Using like a hoe. She's using a hoe.
Just beating the fuck out of these things. And it's cool that they could actually show a lot of like violence because it's Minecraft violence. The thing just you kill the thing and it turns into a pork chop.
Yeah.
So like they got to kill a lot of things in that movie.
Real quick, on the topic of violence, there's a scene I meant to mention during the attack at night before Steve saves them, where they mutilate a sheep. The zombies rampage a sheep.
The zombies rip a sheep to pieces.
And, like, it took a while for that thing to turn into lamb.
It was kind of nasty.
Dude, they were ripping pink fucking wool out.
It was kind of fucked up, actually.
And then it goes, bah! And then turns
for a movie rated PG. It was actually kind of fucked up.
Dude, I was like, oh my God.
I was like, can they show that?
Yeah, it was crazy. I had to mention that.
Fair.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they lock in. They're fighting. They all escape.
Jason Momoa fucks up and knocks out Steve by accident with a metal bucket, which severely debilitates their team.
Yeah. Because Steve is like the only one really wrecking house other than
he's aware. He knows how this shit works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve finally wakes up. He locks in. They kind of make their way to like this fortress.
Yep.
Because the part at which this is something I wanted to mention earlier. The part at which they actually go to the thing where Henry builds the gun. It's like where Steve's cache is, where all his stuff is.
Yeah, he just stores it.
He has a bunch of treasure there, and they're like, "All right, we need gear if we're gonna go to this fucking abandoned mansion." And then they don't gear up.
No, he takes a diamond sword and a shield, and that was it. And then the gun.
And that's it. But he's got like diamond armor. He's got a ton of iron.
Yeah.
They got nothing. They brought nothing.
Yeah.
Except the gun.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta mention the chicken thing real quick.
Oh, yeah,
hot chicken.
This also happens before the attack. Steve is touring the village. There's Steve's chicken shack.
Chicken shack.
It's Steve's hot chicken shack where it's they pull a lever and a chicken gets put in and it gets killed by lava and cooked. Yeah. And he does a little jingle, which is actually awesome.
Really? Yeah. No, genuinely awesome.
I take back what I said earlier. There's another point of praise in the movie. The chicken jingle, pretty good.
Yeah.
So they get attacked. They're escaping. Dawn and Natalie are in the woods. They're kind of moving through. They find Dennis,
who is now a wolf, not a dog.
He's kind of like an untamed wolf now. And but he's still got like his collar on.
No, he didn't have the collar because he lost it. The Maldona had it. She used it against Steve to say like, "Oh, look, I got him."
But they figure out he's Dennis. They say like, "Oh, you're Steve's Dennis."
She feeds him a bone and his collar reappears and it says Dennis.
Oh, his collar reappears. Yeah. All right, well that's what it is.
Bro has two collars for some reason.
His collar appears.
Yeah.
As Dennis.
Like, you're Steve's Dennis. Oh my God.
They find Dennis.
Find Steve. Somehow they know he can smell him too. Like that one time. Yeah.
This all kind of amalgamates into Steve, Garrett, and Henry, they have to escape on elytras.
Fighting gas
And things, which opens up the biggest plot hole in the movie. If Steve has been trapped in the nether the whole time, how the fuck did he get an elytra? Because you need to go to the end to get an elytra. And to go to the end, you need to go to the nether to kill blazes to get blaze powder. And also you need ender pearls, which Steve only says he has one of. And you need ender pearls and blaze powder to make eyes of ender, which you need a few of to find the end fortress, to fill in the end portal, to go to the end to kill the dragon, to go to an end city and get an elytra, and go to another end city and get another elytra. And come back. And he doesn't fucking have it. It doesn't make sense. I digress. They're off. They only have 2 elytras, but there's 3 of them. Steve rides Garrett.
He's like, "Fuck it, bro."
He gets on his back and he's grabbing his hair.
Yeah.
And he's steering him. And there's a point where they have to squeeze through a tiny gap.
That a gas blew in a mountain.
A gas blows a hole in a mountain. They got to squeeze through this tiny gap.
How are you gonna do it?
How are they gonna do it?
2 full-grown men.
And how does Garrett conceive of them doing it? He says, "We gotta go nose to toes on this one." This is really what he says. This is really what happens in the movie. Jack Black, Jason Momoa, they 69.
No, and they
squeeze. They squeeze. They get real close to each other. It's real hot. I almost started stroking my shit in the theater. I digress. They make it.
They squeeze nose to toes.
They squeeze. It was adorable. Steve, Garrett, Henry, they make it to the mansion.
Yep.
They make it to the mansion. Also in between this, what I'm not mentioning because it's not really of any consequence, there's like kind of a fight between Natalie and Henry.
She says something about like, "You're gay."
There's like, "You're gay and creative and you're stupid and dumb. I should kill you. And you're going to get bullied because you're stupid and dumb." And he's like, "That's not cool." And it's really forced and doesn't really mean anything. And it gets resolved really quickly later on. There's also some tension between Garrett and Henry, where Henry's like, "You fucking suck. You're just trying to get money out of this. You're just trying to get treasure.
You're not my friend.
And you're not my friend. You're stupid and dumb, and I don't like you. Go 69 with Jack Black a little more."
Oh man!
They get to the fortress. They get to the mansion. They go in. They find the crystal.
They set up a mission.
They kind of set up. They do like a little mission. They do like a little infiltration.
Another funny moment,
which is actually another fun moment. Steve and Garrett walk in and they're doing a little concert on Minecraft saxophones. That shit is not in the game. I digress. They're doing a little musical number, and all the evokers are like, "Yo, that's pretty cool," and they're watching. And Henry's sneaking in. He's sneaking in, and he's searching for shit. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" He's looking for stuff. He's
finds
trying
a
to
diamond
find
axe.
He finds a diamond axe.
Diamond sword.
A bunch of iron.
Ender pearl.
A bunch of diamonds. He finds the chest with the crystal in it that he needs, the cube holder for the cube, but there's an Enderman there. And the Enderman...
He's creepy as fuck.
The Enderman's creepy. The Enderman takes over his mind and
Jack Black
shows
told
him
him not to
all
look
of his insecurities.
Yeah.
His sister's like, "You're dumb and gay." Jack Black... Steve is like, "You're also dumb and gay."
Jason Momoa is like,
"You're dumb and gay. I never liked you. You're not my friend."
He throws his notebook in the fire.
He throws his little invention notebook in the fire. That shit does not happen in the game. I digress. He kills the Enderman with his axe, and he gets an Ender Pearl. Deus Ex Machina, which will be... this is Chekhov's Ender Pearl. This will be relevant later on.
That was like how I would kill an Enderman in the game. He's just swinging.
He's just
That's
swinging
me
an
for
axe.
real, dude.
His ass does not have the new combat mod that was added in 1.8.
Yeah.
I digress. Let's move on. They have the fucking thing now.
Yeah.
They have the fucking thing now.
They get busted.
This is true. Pig bitch is not happy. General Chungus returns to the Nether.
Don't forget the zombie jockey.
Oh
Chicken jockey.
yeah, that's as
As little bitch boy.
Steve and Garrett get busted. Their ruse get busted
Because of Henry getting spotted.
Yeah, because Henry got spotted. So they're put into like this death match where they're put into like a boxing ring
Where Steve's tied up.
where Steve is tied up. He's tied up.
I don't know why. They never explained why.
Another oddly erotic moment in the movie. Jack Black just tied up. Like, damn, I might lose control of myself here. Garrett has to fight. He's like, what is that, a chicken? And then a little baby zombie gets lowered onto the chicken, and that's when Jack Black says it, chicken jockey. And then he fights this fucking baby zombie on this chicken.
More like he gets fucking clean out.
He gets his shit rocked.
Dude.
Steve gets free of his binding, does his little sneak attack thing.
Yeah, we headbutts him.
And they start killing this child.
Steve fucking launches him into a doorway, and the kid hits the ground and then goes.
He starts crying. Fucking Henry at this point, like, he fucking dive bombs through the floor. He digs through the floor and dive bombs into the ring. And they're like, hey, you got it? I got it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
The comedic timing of him standing up, he hits the ground, and like they must have cut scenes. He's like immediately standing up, like, yeah, I got it. Like it was funny.
And,
my good.
So
they run outside.
They run outside. Meanwhile, General Chungus reports back to the Nether.
I got him.
He's like, not very successful. We didn't get the thing. And she's like, man, you didn't get the fucking orb?
You're dumb and gay.
You're dumb and gay. Release the big pig.
Dude, pig with a cannon on his arm.
There was a hog beast. I was a big hog man. And he kind of moved like King Kong a little bit.
He did.
And they found him, and then he gets kind of released, this big, giant pig beast. And she's like, pig guy, kill General Chungus. General Chungus gets killed.
Chungus is like, well, does that mean I'm fired? And then gets fucking disintegrated.
Does that mean I'm fired? And he gets killed. Actually killed.
There's a lot of death in this movie, to be honest.
A lot of people, a lot of things get killed in this movie.
Yeah.
I digress.
The bridge scene. We're at like hour 1.
Yeah, we're like an hour in the movie now. We're getting pretty far in, and I'm skipping a lot of things for brevity because, like I said, a lot of shit happens in this movie that is of no consequence.
Yeah.
Because there is a B story here that is happening that I have yet to mention that I will mention in a moment. Because there's the bridge scene, which I think is like a better scene in the movie, where the big beast, he's released into the overworld. All the piglins are released in the overworld. And the fucking pillagers and evokers are cornering Steve, Henry, and Garrett on one side of a bridge. And the Nether boys are on the other side of the bridge. And they're kind of pinned. They're like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
It's a bunch of floating gas.
But we got a bunch of TNT. They got a bunch of TNT. They're gonna blow the bridge, and they have a bunch of gas that are surrounding them. So, I believe it's Henry who clears off the platform that one of the gas is attached to.
Yeah, he goes across.
Henry and Steve get onto the gas.
Oh, because Jason Momoa's character throws Henry. That's
yeah.
He wants to save the kid, so he throws him onto the gas.
And he said, "Leave me here," and blows himself up.
He fucks up some pigmen first. He's like,
oh yeah, he fucking beats the shit out of some piglins.
Dude, he kicks the shit out of that kid.
He fucking kills a bunch of piglins and then blows himself up on a bridge. But Steve and Henry escape. He's gone, but not forgotten.
Goodbye, Garrett.
They're flying. They're making their escape.
The gas gets injured.
The gas gets injured. Well. Bing, bang, boom. They crash into a tree. They both get knocked out.
Sleep.
They wake up in a mushroom house.
Natalie's taking care of the boy.
Natalie's taking care of everyone. This is where I want to talk about the B story that's happening with Jennifer Coolidge.
Hell yeah. Such a funny story.
Remember the villager that escapes into the real world, into real life California. He is just making his way onto the road. And he gets hit by a fucking car.
A Jeep Grand Cherokee. They made sure to tell you.
And it's Jennifer Coolidge, and she's there.
The principal, mind you.
Yeah, and she's recently divorced, as I may have said. And she's like, oh, wow, your head is fucking huge, but don't sue me. People always want to sue me when I hit them with my Jeep Grand Cherokee, which I think was the funniest fucking line in the movie. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. It's really funny.
The villager is like, huh. And she's like, oh, do you want to go to dinner with me?
And he's like, huh.
And there's a B plot in this movie where the villager and Jennifer Coolidge have dinner and fall in love.
Yeah. They go on a date.
Thing that happens. They go on a date. And never in my life Never in my life did I want to see Jennifer Coolidge as sexually aroused by a Minecraft villager as she was in that movie.
Dude.
Never in my life did I think I would see that. She was about to find out what that nose do.
What that snoot up to?
She was about to find out what that nose do.
Squirrel looking ass.
That's the entirety of the B plot until the very, very end of the movie.
Yeah, a little post-credit scene. We'll get to.
We'll get to it. I digress. We're back in the Minecraft world. They wake up in the mushroom house. What the fuck are you doing?
My shoe fell off. I was adjusting it.
We're waking up. They're waking up in the Minecraft house. Steve, Garrett, Henry. Garrett not there. He blew up.
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
He fucking died.
He got turned to meat chops.
Steve and Henry wake up in the mushroom house. The mushroom house built by Dawn and Natalie. They finally find each other.
She learned how to build.
She learned how to build.
She's a fucking
Wow. That's crazy.
They were like, yo, sorry about Garrett, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that shit. It happens when guys blow up. Mind you, these two people have known each other for like a day. Like
a Minecraft day, by the way.
They've known each other for 25 minutes.
They do establish it's 20 minutes for night to day.
Just like in real Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like that's how it works in the game. So they've known each other for like 20 minutes. I digress. Oh shit, sorry about Garrett. He fucking exploded. But we got the thing. We have the cube holder in the cube.
Let's fucking
and get home. So.
They fucking.
Yeah. What the fuck happens after this?
Dude,
this is like when I was blacking out.
Yeah, honestly, same. So
I felt most of my gray matter falling out of my ears when I was watching this fucking part of the movie. I was so not locked in.
So Steve finds them. He compliments them on the mushroom home. He's like, "Yeah, I got the cube." And then doesn't it get like sucked out of his hand into the bitch's wand or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Somehow the bitch ends up with it.
Yeah, the bitch ends up with the cube.
Oh, she got it on the bridge. She took it on the bridge. She sucked it into her wand on the bridge.
Yeah, on the bridge. So,
Yeah.
But they have the cube holder, don't they?
No,
Or
they don't.
they already combined it and it got sucked into the
I think they
wand.
have the holder, but she only needs the cube. They have the holder, so she gets the cube for her wand. She's like, I'm going to destroy the overworld.
I'm going to fucking kill you. Rah!
She's basically a Viking. She's like, I'm going to rape and pillage. Like, that's what she's doing. So then, while Jack Black is there, the portal
the
goes
nighttime
off.
thing happens.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, the villain's whole plot was to get the cube, to use the cube to power a big portal that will send the world into an eternal night.
So they can come out, because they zombify.
So they can show up because they zombify during the day. That shit doesn't happen in the game. I digress. Nether warts spew from the ground. Shit happens, right? There's piglins fucking everywhere, and they start wrecking house. Mm-hmm. And this is when the whole team locks the fuck in.
They're like, all right,
let's go.
Get this shit done.
We need iron blocks. We need diamonds. This is when they actually gear up. Which, for all the fucking diamonds Steve had, they only built one set of diamond armor.
Yeah. I gotta say, too, Homeboy built a gun in his first, 8 minutes in this world, and he uses the same gun. I just think he could have built more, to be honest.
Fair. And also, Steve spent all that fucking time in the nether and does not have netherite.
Yeah,
that shit is kind of
whack,
crazy.
Honestly.
So they have all this stuff. They do their gear up scene, and it's. I feel like in a better movie, it would have been kind of a protracted montage. It's 30 seconds long. This is when I get to my point where this is a very Gen Alpha movie.
Yeah.
Shit happens and it's resolved within 10 seconds to 10 minutes. Shit just happens in this movie over and over and over again. And it's just shit happens so fast-paced. There's no real resolution. There's no real build-up to what's actually happening. Mm-hmm. But it just happens.
Yeah. Things just sort of play out.
And that's what happens with this montage. They lock in, they get ready. There's a 30-second montage where they build all these stupid fucking iron golems.
They assemble a dog army.
They assemble an army of wolves, and they have an army of iron golems. And one of the iron golems, they put boots of swiftness on his head.
It's Henry's idea.
Which is Henry's idea, and he becomes a super swift iron golem. That shit isn't in the game. I digress. I digress. Can you tell my blood pressure is way the fuck up?
Dude,
here?
I'm seeing 4s right now. That was way too much whiskey for my lightweight ass.
I am deep into grade 3 hypertension right now.
Yeah, that was probably like 8 ounces of whiskey, which for a little boy like me is fucking. I'm fucking seeing 6s.
I'm saying, when did we get so many cameras?
Chris, don't you get all this money? You got 7 cameras on us. Fucking A, B, C, D, E, F angle. Sorry, I'm derailing the whole thing. Anyway.
I digress.
That fucking line keeps making me die.
They lock in. The Iron Golems are fucking shit up. They're beating. This is the final moment. They're fucking shit up.
Pig bitch
is there. What does she do? She puts the thing on the portal and she's like fucking sending everyone out. The Big Pig.
Yeah, he
sending
shows
out
up.
Big Pig to fuck up the Iron Golems.
Yeah.
So we got Big Pig.
He's fucking like.
And he's like, all right, it's time. It starts fucking up the Iron Golems.
Calls the Iron Golem gay.
He does. He goes, ha, 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 you're gay. That's what he says in the movie. This is real. I digress. I should have been sprinkling in things that weren't real before this, and then saying this is real, so you don't know. Everything I have said this is real to before the piglin calling everyone gay was real.
Oh fuck. Anyway.
I digress. Final moment, final battle. Everyone locks in. The Iron Golems are fucking up the pig guys. Steve is locked the fucking. He's got diamond armor on, diamond sword.
He's fighting pig bitch.
He's fighting pig people. It's a pretty good battle, pretty good little battle. There's wolves fucking everywhere. Like, hey Dennis, come fuck up these guys. And Dennis calls all his boys.
Yeah, Natalie gets cornered by Big Pig. He screams in her face instead of just killing her.
And Dawn is like, yo, Dennis, get out here. And Dennis and all his boys show up.
Like 70 of them.
There was like 100 wolves.
They're like,
All show up. The big dogs show up and start fucking shit up.
For like 10 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they're immediately beaten.
You know, it happens. So they're fucking shit up. Everyone's fucking shit up, right?
Steve gets beat up.
Steve kind of gets his shit rocked a little bit.
Gets his chest mail smashed.
His fucking chest plate breaks. But eventually everyone locks in. Right?
The kid, Henry, he's like, I got this ender pearl.
Oh yeah, the Chekhov's ender pearl. The ender pearl. He gets back in the fucking mansion. He puts it in his gun, shoots it up to the top of the portal. He's like, I'm going up.
I'm getting that brick. I'm getting
the cube.
Yeah.
So he tries to get the cube, but he falls.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I'm falling. I'm gonna die because I don't have a bucket. I'm not
I'm
gonna
gay,
bucket
I don't
clutch.
have
I'm gay, I don't have a bucket. I don't have a totem of undying. I'm gonna die. Deus Ex Machina, Jason Momoa, on a fucking gas, swoops in and says, I used the bucket clutch. I bucket clutched off the bridge.
That's what he said.
I bucket clutched off the bridge, and now I got this gas, and if you tickle his penis a little bit, he shoots a fireball.
they do stab his tentacles.
So they start fucking shooting artillery at the portal.
They blow that shit up, and then the sister just goes, boom, and catches the fucking cube.
Yeah, gets the cube. The portal falls. The portal falls and breaks. It's daytime again. All the fucking piglins start to fall to dust. All the enemies start to burn up. Everyone starts to die. And then there's like a fake out 58 times where Steve is talking to the pig bitch. He's like, hey, I'm going to kill you. You're going to die and you're stupid and gay.
She's like, get closer. And he's like, you have a knife, don't you? And she's like,
here.
no. And then she pulls out a knife.
Come here. I have something to tell you. And he goes, oh, you're going to pull out a little knife and stab me. And she goes, no, I'm not. And then he comes closer. And she pulls out a little knife and tries to stab him. And he does this. This bit happens like three fucking times.
It's pretty funny, though. It is kind of funny.
It was funny. It was funny, but it happens like 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
I digress.
She withers.
She withers away, dies. Bing, bang, boom, overworld is saved.
Yeah, portal's able to be opened so the
open.
family can go home.
Let's go home.
And Jason Momoa can go home.
Yeah, Garrett, Dawn, Natalie, Henry, they all have their kind of starting of their emotional goodbye with Steve. They're like, Steve, you're not going to come with us?
Yeah, Natalie says you can bring that
You
magic to the world.
You can bring your magic, your creativity to the world. And he's like, no, I got some stuff I got to build here. And
they're
like, all right, whatever. They all go through the portal. And then Steve's like, fuck it. And he goes through the portal. He's like, you guys can handle this shit, right?
Yeah, he turns to the villagers like they're going to do shit.
Like, you guys can handle this shit. And they go, And he goes through the portal back to the real world. Everyone's fucking happily ever after. Dawn opens up like a petting zoo or some shit.
With some Minecraft animals.
Natalie opens up a self-defense thing where she kills piglins.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
Which is odd. Henry builds his jetpack finally and doesn't commit a terrorist attack this time.
This time it worked because the police didn't do shit.
Yeah, they were bitches. Fuck them. I digress. Steve and Garrett start a band. And Garrett's shop is popping.
Yo, it's popping with the baddies.
It's the fucking spot to be.
Yeah. He shops for no reason.
For no fucking reason, by the way. I don't see a single sign of like services offered. It's still the same fucking dingy shithole it was before. But now him and Jack Black play fucking saxophone and have gay sex there. And now it's a show. Everyone's there to party. Everyone's dancing. It's great. All of the best movies end with a dance party, and that's what fucking happens.
Yeah. Jason Momoa, Jack Black, unironically really good pairing.
Really good comedy duo. I hope they are in a good movie together.
Yeah.
Overall, Jordan.
Yeah.
That's her happily ever after.
The post-credit.
That's her happily ever after. Thank you. After their happily ever after, there's a post-credit scene.
Really fucking good post-credit.
Maybe not post-credits, but it's like...
in credit.
It's like an in credit scene. I was like, oh shit, they got bloopers in this. Because like that's what they would do in movies in like the mid-2000s where they would have the blooper reel in the credits.
Yeah.
And they don't do that shit anymore, really. No. It's like, oh shit, a blooper reel. But it turns out it's the end of Jennifer Coolidge's and the Villagers story.
Turns out the date... I need to preface this more than anything else in the fucking movie. This is real. This is really what happens in the movie. You can pay $16.95 and go see it for yourself in the theater if you don't believe me. This is real. Jennifer Coolidge goes back home with the villager. She's like, I fucking love this.
I love you. I love you, dude. And her ex-husband shows up. Who is the teacher from the beginning?
Henry's teacher.
Yeah, Henry's teacher from the beginning of the thing. I didn't mention it. It's Henry's teacher from the beginning. He's like, babe, you're moving on so quick.
Who's this guy, dude?
Who's this fucking square-head, big-nosed motherfucker? This is really what he says. Who's this big-nosed, big-head, stupid-ass motherfucker? And he starts swinging at him. And the villager... who the whole time has been going, and speaks.
Wiggling his eyebrows.
He speaks English. And he says, I believe I'm falling in love with you.
Our love has transcended language barriers. And then she starts speaking villager.
This is real. This is really what happens. She starts going like,
which she nailed, by the way. It was funny as fuck.
Great, because they just said, Jennifer Coolidge, do your noise. And that's all she does is go,
I'm too drunk for this. I love her, dude. Bless her heart. She's fucking wild.
That's how the fucking movie ends. They get married. That's what happens. I believe he proposes to her.
He goes, I've been wanting to say this for a while. He's a really sophisticated British accent, by the way.
So they've known each other for a day. They go on one date and they get married. This is how the movie ends.
They do play it right to that T. They're like, I've known you for a day. It's pretty funny.
Overall, Jordan, what do you think?
So, barring the theater experience and the kids that were involved, I think if you can get a good theater, either A, a crowd that is there for the same reason as you, or B, you wait until the movie sort of dies down, it's about to leave theaters, and you go, and it's a small theater. I think it's actually a really good time. Like, bring a couple friends, bring your significant other. You know, if you like Minecraft, you're going to see some funny little things here and there. Is it the most sophisticated plot that you're going to be on the edge of your seat? Fucking absolutely not. No. But are you going to have a couple laughs? Like, you have to laugh at least once at anything. And above all, the CGI in this movie, frame for frame, dude, is fucking impressive. Like, I looked for mistakes in the CGI. I looked for, like, T-posing characters, and I couldn't find anything. It was pixel perfect.
I looked for T-posing characters in the CGI, and all I saw was Jack Black doing this.
Dude, no, but, like, unironically, the CGI, the worlds, like, it's beautiful. It's fucking artistically awesome. And like you said, like, the mobs, everything. Really, really good. So I think it's worthwhile to see. I think you'll have a good time. Go into it expecting just like a funny, fast-paced movie. Again, it's not fucking Mission Impossible. It's Minecraft in a movie.
Yeah, we're not talking about fucking Citizen Kane here.
Yeah.
We're not talking about The Godfather. This is Minecraft, the movie where Jack Black and Jason Momoa 69 each other.
Yeah, the musical bits are unironically really good.
Because Jack Black is he's a fun musical performer. He's like a fun musical guy.
Him and Jason Momoa genuinely like really good chemistry. Like, I have to say, this is a hard recommend because like you want to shit on the movie, but like it was a good time. It's a good time. So if you're looking to do something fun, go see the movie. It's a good time. I give it like a 5 out of 10.
That kind of echoes my thoughts a lot. I feel as though if you're going into a movie you want to watch and have it stick with you and think about, like, oh, this is a good piece of cinema. I like this shot here, that shot there, this use of color here. This is not your movie. If you want to go in and you have kind of the exact sense of humor I do, which is a very specific type of humor, you will get a real kick out of this movie. This fun. Movie, like I said, this movie like fucking stun-locked me. It will do that to you if you have the right sense of humor. That being said, it depends on your theater experience and whatever.
Yeah, that was a big part for us.
That might really bring it down a little bit. But if I had to give it a rating, and I said this same thing about Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, if I had to rate it as a film, it's like a 3 out of 10. If I had to rate it as an experience, as a thing I watched, it's like a fucking 7 out of 10.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I'd say like a 7 or 8 out of 10 experience. I'd say it's a 5 out of 10 movie. I give it a little more props for the art.
Yeah, are you going to get like a real experience, something that's going to be thought-provoking, something that's going to change the way you look at the world? Absolutely not.
Right.
The plot is shallow.
The characters
are shallow. They don't change throughout the fucking movie.
No.
That's a whole thing that happens in movies and books and things, in narratives, is that the characters start off one way and by the end of the story they're a different way, and this doesn't happen in this movie.
In this movie, Natalie and Henry mentioned, I really appreciate how in the car scene when they're driving and they pass Jason Momoa, they like lore dump. She's like, yeah, man, you know how like mom died? I got a job at the potato chip company.
There's a lot of fucking tell don't show in this movie.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, why are you saying this? Why is this not just shown?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like with the movie, right? If you're going into it for like that character synopsis, like by the end, you would think these characters didn't have a mom that died because they never mentioned her again.
They mentioned it like once, and they're like, "Mom's fucking dead."
Yeah, shit, that sucks.
Shit, man,
that's it.
That just sucks, man.
As a time, it's a good time. It's a fun movie. Again, art. Very good, very good. Like it.
Yeah.
We joked about the Pixar movie that showed in the previews that looked like dog shit.
It was so fucking
this
ugly.
Puts that to like the cleaners. Like this is really artistic. I like it. I like it a lot.
I think I got a lot of shit when it was first revealed, the art style for the movie. But it like as I started kind of like going through it and seeing like trailers and stuff, it really started to grow on me. And I was like, and now that I've like watched it in the movie, I was like, this is really fucking nice. I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah, genuinely, it's a good time, and even like the animation more than just the art style, like the way the skeleton jockeys rode and they were looking around, like
there is a little bit of stuff that is like those like 2013 era Minecraft in real life videos. There is some shit like that, but for the most part, like, I think it's pretty good. I think especially the way they did the hostile mobs, like the zombies, baby zombies, skeletons, really kind of amped up how scary it would be. Now you're face to face with a 2-meter tall zombie who wants to kill you to death.
Who, like, numerous times they snap its neck and it, like, reverts its head back to normal posture and is like, yo, what's good? But there's some funny, like, play on that.
There's
like,
some funny ha-has in there.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a good time. It's a good time. I enjoyed the movie. Again, the theater experience was fucking awful, but you can't, dock the movie for that. It has nothing to do with the movie. It just has to do with the shithead Gen Alphas that were there.
I am going to be buying it on Blu-ray.
Are you actually?
Probably.
Yeah,
I also want to buy that Jack Black action figure. They did a Steve action figure, and it's just a 3D model of this fat middle-aged man.
Yo, taking a step back, Maldana, the evil bitch, refers to them as roundlings, which is hysterical.
Yes. Which at first I thought she said groundlings, meaning like, they're from the overworld or whatever. I was like, oh, that's cute. But no, roundlings, because they're round and everything else is square.
Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. The way they acknowledge the square nature of it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Overall, movie was a good time. I did want to touch on one thing that I wanted to see if you sort of felt at all. Early in the movie, when they tell Steve's story, I felt like they almost touched on Steve as, like, the all evil, so to speak. Like, they shows him just murking zombies, fucking pillaging, stealing resources, killing chickens. Like, there's this sort of presence that I felt when Steve introduces them to the village, where, like, he's like the almighty being. And I feel like it taps into Minecraft in a way, in how, like, your character is kind of like the god of that universe.
In a more conscious, aware, better... 5 people wrote this movie, by the way. 5 fucking people wrote this movie. I noted that to Alex in the very beginning when it rolled in the credits. I said 5 fucking people worked on this. 5 fucking people wrote this.
Which I feel like isn't a ton.
It's a lot, but for a movie isn't a ton, but, like, I feel like that isn't the work of 5 people.
No, it's pretty light.
If it was more conscious and a better written movie, I would say that topic would be explored, and it is not.
Yeah, they touch on it, like, so evidently in the beginning, I feel like they really showed it.
They touch on it, but they don't highlight it specifically as a bad thing or something to be thought about, something to be taken away from the movie.
It's more satirical.
And I'll keep it a buck. It's a fucking Minecraft movie for babies. I didn't expect to be thinking here.
Yeah, but it was a good time. I mean, I don't have much more to say.
I think that'll do it for us for today. That's our Minecraft thing. Went a little off the rails with my plot explanation.
I'm remarkably drunk, to be honest with you. Drunkest I've been in a while.
Don't you lock in enough to do the platform?
Yeah, I got this. All
right, Jordan. Remind the people.
So that is all she wrote. So you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS Feed link below. YouTube and Spotify have the video platform, YouTube Music as well. You have Instagram, TikTok, contact us there. You also have Synapse Misfire at pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, death threats, and let us know how you felt about the Minecraft movie. Like I said, pretty good movie, actually. Like, I enjoyed it. If the theater people would have, like, I don't know, blown up and died, I would have probably had a better time.
If we hit them with an orbital strike, like 10 minutes into the movie, that would be a much better experience, I feel.
Yeah, but I don't regret seeing it, you know? It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good time. So
that'll do us.
all right.
Bye-bye.
It was a chaotic episode. Goodbye.